It's easy to add the attributes in, and that's why I like them to train in the gi or the kimono. I feel like it is a discipline itself, and if you're not disciplined, the gi will discipline your movements. You know, I don't have to. I mean, if you're big and strong, and I don't have to tell someone stop. It's hard to tell someone stop being strong. It's hard to tell someone stop being fast. You know what I'm saying? Stop using your attributes no, just lay there and get smashed. Nobody's going to do that. They're going to do what is allowed. And with the kimono on, it takes everything from, into a closer range where the strong guys ain't quite as strong and the fast guys ain't quite as fast. So I believe it's a discipline itself. And someone that puts the kimono on and ties this rope around their neck, now they've just agreed to let you strangle them with it, vice versa. And it's a great training tool. And for me, I feel like, I've seen different phases where people go to they drop the kimono and everybody goes through phases. Even in my own training, it's like, you got to mix it up some, but the gi is going to discipline your movements, and the gi is going to discipline your guys, you know what I mean? And I don't have to be screaming at you all the time about getting your head up or getting your head, because you're paying for it, you know what I mean?
I've noticed that, like with the gi, it tends to, with the guys that are, especially the guys that are really athletic, they come in and they want to jump around and all this stuff. It just kind of slows them down and makes them calmer and makes them work on their technique a lot more. So I personally really think that at the early stages, at least up to blue belt, like focusing on the gi jiu-jitsu really helps people get the technique down and become technical, as opposed to, would you agree with that?
Yeah, most certainly. I consider the gi to me, it's kind of like rock climbing. It's all these controlled movements and calculated movements, and nogi is more like surfing, and if you know how to use the gi, you spend so much time in all these little nooks and crannies that you wouldn't normally just blaze right by. And comparison is like, if you are doing nogi, it's like flying through town on a motorcycle, and then the gi is kind of like you're riding through town on a bicycle and taking all the little back streets and stuff, and you learn much more about the positions because you have to. You're stuck there and you have to figure it out, and you can't just flex, or you can't just be fast, you know what I mean? Or be sweaty. And don't get me wrong, if you live in your pajamas, I don't think that's a good thing either, I don't think sometimes you get so comfortable in your gi, it's like, it's like your superhero outfit or something, like, you know what I mean? Might as well have like an S on it, you know what I'm saying? And so anytime you're getting too comfortable in any types of training, I think it's good to mix it up. But for the most part, I think, for me, I train 2/3 of my grappling is with the kimono, and I'll train a third without. Now I have more days a week to do it, so I get to do both quite a bit, but I think the gi is a great training tool, and I think it's a great way to discipline people's movements. It's almost like they want to move right, because if they don't, they get choked. Yes. And when we started with one club, and it has branched out, and for me, it's like it's much more than being an influence inside of four walls. I love jiu-jitsu to a point where, I want to, drive to Pikeville, and I want to drive to Louisville. I want to go to all these places and roll around and train with these guys that they're wanting to up their game as well, and I just like to do jiu-jitsu with different people, you know what I'm saying? So for me, like, you know, you build a fortress was the old day mentality. You build a fortress, and it's like, and you have all the badasses are in the, you know, you keep them in the back, and if someone comes in and, you know, and they got an attitude, then, you know, we'll introduce them to the boys. You know what I'm saying? Now my mentality is completely different. It's more like I want to be free of any kind of location. I flow through the Carlson Gracie Kentucky network, you know, which we created, and that way we can all have a bigger influence on each other. And right now we have the team training in the back, and they always train every Sunday nights, 6 to 8. Anybody that wants to come in and train, it's a $20 drop-in fee. Anyone that's you know, part of the association, Carlson Gracie Kentucky, then there's no charge. You know what I mean? Because it's just a good place to get different looks every Sunday. There's different guys in here, so it's really a great thing. You know, we are looking for some sponsors for the 2014 team. So if anyone's interested in finding out how to become a sponsor, there's different ways that there's different types of sponsorships and stuff. If anyone's interested in becoming a representative of Carlson Gracie Kentucky, you know, then they can contact me or you as well.
I'll put both of our contact information up at the end of this video. So.
And I'm just interested in, I don't know, kind of like going back to the beginning when it was just like a lot of passion. Let's see where this goes. Oh, cool. You know what I mean? Some people they do things the other way.
Yeah.
I want to end up here, so I'm going to do this to get to this place. And I'm more like, I don't want to know the terms. I don't want to know where it's going. I just know I have, you know, such passion for martial arts, you know, and I've been under the knife multiple times, you know what I mean? And so many reasons to stop. It's ridiculous, but it's the happiest time. It's my happiest time. And when I see your guys getting better and better, it's like, it makes me feel good. You know what I mean? And when you know, like my man Greg over here, Greg Greer, just got his black belt. This next, you know, our official competition team, not our mixed martial arts team, but our official competition team is launching in, you know, 2014, and it's because we've now have enough representatives in Kentucky to represent Kentucky, and that's the main thing. And you know, anyone that wants to be a part of it, you know, definitely, you know, get in contact with either one of us. You know, like I said,
sounds good.
Bryant, he's the brains, and maybe I'll say something that'll inspire you to train a little harder, or maybe think about jiu-jitsu a little differently, you know, because that's what I'm always doing. It's about entertaining me, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
No, I mean that's we're
Mike,
a team.
Mike,
basically, we're a team.
Yeah.
We're
locked like this, but for me, like the jiu-jitsu is like, Mike, why'd you pass that way today? You never pass that way. Why'd you do? That's why, because I'm entertaining myself. Okay, and that's what I'm doing jiu-jitsu for. It's like I want to find myself, and I want to find a balance. At the same time, I want to put myself in positions that, or I have to defend, and I get crushed, and I like to be an Indian giver, try to give it, take it back. That entertains me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm trying to entertain me sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes it's like, okay, these guys need hardcore fundamentals, and let's focus towards that. And you know, and I'm, you know, just kind of put a different hat on at that time, you know, and go into more of a coach's mode. But you know, I love jiu-jitsu, and I think the future of jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts, I mean, it's exponential. You know, I think jiu-jitsu or submission wrestling, I can see it, you I ain't down in any kind of wrestling or anything like that, but I could see it being a part of, like, with high school groups and stuff like that in the next 10, 20 years. Right now it's like, oh, you're choking each other, but people, oh, what's safe, you know what I mean? The UFC 10 years ago was like that,
Right.
And I think you're going to see more and more people getting into the submission wrestling in the high schools, and definitely I could see, submission wrestling, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, or mixed martial arts. I mean, it's not a if, it's just a when kind of thing, unless there's something completely changes the trajectory of our society. I can't see it going any other direction. It was probably by the late 90s. I mean, I was, it wasn't, I knew that mixed martial arts would be the biggest sport in the world. And once 2005 rolled around, the Ultimate Fighter won, and it propelled it, and everybody's talking about it and stuff, and then everybody, hey Mike, can you believe everybody cares about what we're doing? And I'm like, yeah, I thought that a long time ago, but we weren't doing it because it was cool. And maybe if it's not cool next year, then I won't be cool. But I'll still be doing jiu-jitsu because that's why I started jiu-jitsu, because I like jiu-jitsu. It wasn't anything about doing something fashionable.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Hey guys, this is Brian Jones here with Michael O'Donnell. Train hard, train smart, and train often. We'll see you next time.